Inspiration. It can come from anywhere. The rhythm of the streets, the still of the night air, or the mind of a genius. But the experience is timeless.
If on a mountain I could stand.
Ghetto Eyes Publishing. The art of entertainment. Own the experience.
What's up, people? This is your girl Kima. I am here today at the Parish Nation showroom with Mr. Tony Shellman. What's up, Tony?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, good. Well, all right.
So tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm a co-founder of Parish Nation. What I do, my typical job is the marketing. I basically oversee the marketing next to Shaka Wilson, who's the founder as well. But my main thing is marketing, brand imaging, brand development, and getting the brand out there. That's my job.
So I know that you're in fashion now, but you got your eye from somebody special. Who was that?
Yeah, I got my fashion for the most part from my pops.
Nice.
Yes, I mean, he did his thing. You know, he was pretty rugged during the daytime, man, you know, wearing man clothes, white beater, cigar, and suspenders. He'd be coming home and take off his little rugged shirt and slip into some real smooth threads, and was on his way to a dinner, on his way out, wherever it was, he just was just Trump tight.
What is some of your background? I know that you have some other labels that you helped to produce and form.
Well, my background goes as far as working in the hanger department at Nordstrom, meeting Bruce Nordstrom, ended up working for his son, Pete Nordstrom. My real break came from the Zebra Club. They opened at this really cool store in Seattle called the Zebra Club. So I kind of got my break from the Zebra Club, an international news group of people. You know, I went to school. Evan Davis, who's my partner now, let me intern for him, basically work for him and intern for me. He showed me the ropes. And, you know, really, once again, another person that gave me a break, and just kind of really, like, if it wasn't for him, quite frankly, I probably wouldn't be here today. And I say that because of the simple fact that it's just something that little that makes a big difference. So I worked for April Walker for a long time, Walker Wear, which was like, wow, that was just like, that's just a whole nother education of knowledge. You know, I got to work with her, and at one point we were all together with Fat Farm and all these other brands, so I got to see and do a lot. So with that, the big part for me was I did all that, and that was great, and I said, you know what, all these cats are making dough, I need to do my own thing. So that's when I called up Evan. We met at Pronto Pizza over on 42nd Street when it was still there. And I said, I got a new clothing line, I want to come up with a new line. He said, okay, great, what we're going to call it? I'm not sure. Mecca, this, that, and boom, there was Mecca.
What do you think that Mecca and Enyce, what do you think that your brands really contributed to the urban street market? We
brought in, I think, a reality of clothing. We kind of, I think our goal was to make it so it wasn't a gimmick, but it was a clothing, merchandising, young men's sportswear line. Myself and Evan, we both come from that background. Evan, who worked at International News, so who understood it, and we all wore it back in the day when we were younger. I, growing up in the capital of sportswear, which was Seattle, so there was Genera, Union Bay, International News, Esprit, Bum Equipment. So when you're around all those guys, like I'm literally around them, like I'm around you right now. I'm literally talking to them every day, working with them every day. I was one of the original guys that helped start Bum Equipment. Derek and Dave started it. I got to work under them, so you know I got to be right when that thing was starting up. So it was it was embedded in me that I could be a part of that. So with that, with the urban market, we felt like there was just so much, for lack of a better phrase, there was way too much buffoonery going on.
How do you think all of your work at Mecca and Enyce prepared you to make Parish the success that it is? Well,
I think our work from Enyce and Mecca, of course, like anything, is history. So it taught us what not to do and what to do. And you know, we were definitely fortunate to learn from our mistakes. Same time, the downside to that is that because of Enyce and Mecca, you can't do the same thing. You can't just use that blueprint. It changes.
Right.
Like everything in the world changes. What do they say? Change is fact, growth is optional.
I also know that aside from all these wonderful ventures that you have founded and co-founded, that you are very philanthropic.
Yes, I am.
And that your company has a very large philanthropic arm.
Yes, it does.
So tell me a little bit about Operation Head to Toe.
Operation Head to Toe is a project that this guy, Jeff Penix, created. Jeff Penix met my best friend, Virginia Pryor, we call her Ginger. And Ginger is a director at the Casey Family Program, which does all foster care youth program out of Seattle. It's I want to safely say, like a $1.5 billion fund. And the Casey, it's Casey Family Program, which is Jim Casey, who is the founder, owner of UPS. And so this fund basically assists and help youth in state for foster care. That's their main mission. So Ginger met Jeff through a meeting or whatever, through the music artist Kachif. And they ended up hooking up and talking about the idea, and Jeff brought the idea to Ginger, and Ginger brought the idea to me. Because Ginger and I said, hey, I want to do something other than what we were already doing. I'm already the national spokesperson for foster care with Casey and with like a bunch of other people. And we kind of wanted to take it to the next level. So Jeff's idea was a wonderful idea to really dig into. And it was such a wonderful structure of mentoring like 15 to 20 kids. You go mentor them once a month, twice a month. So I would fly to Vegas back and forth once a month or twice a month to Vegas to basically work with kids for the whole weekend. And those same kids we mentor. Now we're going on the second year with them. So the program is based on Operation Head to Toe, taking kids from, hey, how you dress, how you speak to people, how you do your resume, go on job sites. We bring in different entrepreneurs from big time, from the people at Zappos, you name it, the owner of Zappos, you name the big different companies, they get to be a part of it, and they do all these different special projects throughout the year. And then we have a big conference for them, we have a big event for them, and the whole point of Operation Head to Toe is to basically, like you said, take the kids from head to toe and work with them and develop them and mentor them. And I mean, it's an amazing program that Jeff came up with. And when you see something, not all the time do you have to be, the owner of the team, but you get to be the coach.
Right.
And on this particular project, I get to be the coach. I get to be the player coach and get on the field with them and do my thing with them, and it's amazing,
And I know, but for those of our viewers that don't know, why are you such a staunch advocate for foster care?
I was adopted. I was one of the very lucky ones. I was adopted at the age of 2 and change, 2.5 for the most part, because I was adopted for Christmas. There's 530,000 kids in the foster care system today. 60% are children of color. Out of that 60%, more than half of that are African American children. And then it goes even further to being African American males from age 10 just don't get adopted. So imagine how lucky I am.
What advice would you have for our viewers that are interested in doing fashion or design particularly, or just interested in being entrepreneurs like you've been?
At this point in the game, it's about work. Who's willing to do the work? Are you willing to work for free? Are you willing to work for practically no pay? What are you willing to do? And then the other piece of advice to that is that, hey, if you're going to be a doctor, don't work at the grocery store. Go work at the hospital. Whatever job you're going to take that's going to work around your field is what you should do. I think a lot of kids don't understand that simple process of working in your field. Because when I worked in my field, I worked in my field from day one. And I was discovered by a zillion people because I was there.
Right.
I was in the game.
Tony, thanks so much for your time. We learned a lot and had a ball.
Very welcome.
You are definitely fun. We are going to have our viewers make sure that they check out your website, www.parish-nation.com.
Yep.
And we look forward to all the things coming up from Parish and from you.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Everybody, we thank you for tuning in to GETV. It's your girl, Kima, and we'll see you soon.
This is Bill Adler, and you're watching GETV.